you've done a lot of work so far, right? In this program since we've kind of started. Um, could you tell me, do you mind telling me just kind of where you were before we met, before we started talking, and kind of what you're doing, what your plans were?
Yeah, man. Yeah, really no plan at all. Just had all this vacant land. Wanted to, figure out a way to make some income off of it, and kind of looked into different options and found your program here, and just kind of hit the ground running. We struggled a little bit last year, but we've built different infrastructure this year, so we predators aren't an issue. We haven't lost any birds this year. So it's a big step, and we've kind of four or five times what our production was last year. So right now we've got somewhere between 600 and 700 birds, um, just so that we can meet the 55 bird allocation that all the restaurants want per week. So um, yeah, so that's just kind of what we've been doing and focusing on this year is making sure that we can deliver to the restaurants every week with 55 to 60 birds. So yeah, come just been great help scheduling the meetings with the right people and just been there at the right time. So yeah, I'm just kind of looking forward to growing and once I can up our production a little bit, like to move on to e-commerce because I think you get better margins there, but the restaurants help pay the bills and will get us going to where we need to be. But yeah, I'd really like to scale into the e-commerce once I think I get the inventory and get the everything else moving. So
Gotcha. Yeah. Out of curiosity, do you remember where you first saw like me or regenerative success, and why you decided to go with us?
yeah, I think it was a Facebook ad,
Okay.
originally, talked to somebody initially and they kind of recommended the blueprint. So we kind of went with there and then he kind of sold me on the appointment setting because that helps me out a lot. I mean, I'm a salesperson too, but I just don't have time to dial every day. So that was kind of it for me is ensuring that I've got appointments made and the what the revenue potential would be going through this program. So that's kind of why I chose it based on the income potential and helping set the appointments.
Gotcha. And do you feel like you got a good return on your investment so far?
Yeah. Now that we've got income generating, and yeah, we've come a long ways from zero to I don't know what it's going to be. I haven't done the numbers yet, but 3,000 a week probably. So
Awesome. Or was there anything that surprised you about, what we're kind of doing, what the plan was so far that we've worked on, or do you have any misconceptions before kind of starting this with us?
no, not really. I mean, the blueprint helps spell it all out. So I mean, that was a great tool to use to get us started, get us knowledge, and the weekly calls that helped. Lessons learned from other people that are doing the same thing. So not really any surprises. I just should have done a better job with the predators. The predator control. We did the netting last year, and now we've just built 10 by 20 chicken tractors that are movable that we just pull with the UTV every day and move them. Then they're not exposed to any of the outside predators. So that's really the only thing. We lost a good bit last year, but this year, not one that's been lost. So
What would you say about the time commitment as far as what kind of responsibilities that you had to put in and time you had to put in? Was that what did that look like per week, and was that what you expected?
yeah, yeah. I mean, I think you told me 30, 45 minutes a day. So I mean, we're right at that. Even with three, four tractors right now. I mean, feeding them once a day and help with automatic water, so they always have a source of water. Yeah, that kind of really limited it down to probably about an hour a day between moving and feeding.
What has been the most difficult about this process?
I would just say managing the birds, getting them to wait. We struggled that with our last and with our first, but I think the weather had a lot to do with that, getting them up to weight, just because we ordered early in like February, first week of March, it was still cold. So, just struggling with there, not getting to, the pounds that the chefs are wanting, 3.5, 4 pounds, not meeting their needs. Because I like to over deliver, not under deliver. So that was kind of a struggle, but I think now we're on the right path, and don't think it was a food issue. I think it was just an issue with them how they were started. So
Hmm. Gotcha. Um, what have you liked the most so far about this whole process that we worked on together, and what's one thing that you think could be improved?
I think that the whole program, was easy to use. It was easy to navigate. I really like the big concept of what we're going through now with that whole email, notifications, appointments being booked all under one big, um, you know, CRM system or whatever you call it.
Yeah,
Um,
software, yeah,
but that's really impressive that I'm be able to integrate all my social media, all my contacts, email notifications, automation setup, improvement. I mean, I think the appointments, I know it's hard because you're never going to get a chef on the line, but sometimes they forget, and maybe they talk to a server or somebody answering the phone. But and then she did a better job this time, is being aware of the geographical region that I can't cover 3 hours in one day. So
right.
um, yeah, I would just say the appointment setting, and that's about it for improvements.
Okay. What specific result, or what do you think is the biggest result or achievement that you've gained?
Just knowledge, man. Just the knowledge through your program, and not having a background in ag or anything like this. Spelling it out step by step was extremely useful, and was be able to hit the ground running. Once the birds got here, and you know made sure that we followed the checklist to make sure everything was there before actually the birds hit the ground. So yeah, just the whole step by step program with the blueprint.
Gotcha. Where do you think you'd be if you hadn't asked for our help right now?
Oh man, I'd be hurting. I probably already threw in the towel.
Yeah,
Just with the predator issue last year, I would have just, yeah, I would have, yeah, I would have already thrown in the towel.
yeah, gotcha. Where do you think, what are your visions for the next 6 to 12 months? Where do you think your business is going to be based on kind of where we've come so far?
Yeah, I really need to hit that 5 to 10,000, monthly. That's the goal. I think we're probably looking at 4, 5,000. So I really need to hit that 10K market, the 10K in revenue every month. So that's a goal that I'm going to set, and just gotta need some guidance on what that looks like. Whether we just keep going with the restaurants, or with the retail, and just kind of help forecasting all that. Looking at the numbers, and seeing how many we have to have. You know, each batch to fulfill restaurant orders, and also try to start making money on the e-commerce platform as well.
Gotcha. Would you recommend either the Pasture Poultry Blueprint or the Farm Product Accelerator to somebody else?
Oh yeah, yeah, both of them. Yeah, I think for anybody that's outside of, or has no knowledge, I think the blueprint's great. If you don't, like me, you don't have time to do your own sales and help with all the integrations and setup with automation stuff like that. Yeah, I would definitely recommend both programs.
If someone was on the fence, they're considering, hey, maybe I need some help, maybe, but they're not sure. They're kind of on the fence whether they want to work with us or not. Like, what would you tell them?
Take the investment. Uh, Everything's laid out for you. It's simple to follow. The weekly calls, help with, like I said, help with all the lessons learned from everybody else doing it. So you're all there, um, going through it all together. So yeah, I think that, yeah, just take the leap, and sign up, and you know, you'll have a return on your investment. So
Do you have
it's
an
not
idea?
immediate, but it's coming.
Are you thinking that restaurant appointments are something you still want to pick up in the future, or are you thinking you'd rather pivot more direct consumer?
Yeah, I got to see what this new restaurant, he's saying, 15 to 20 right now, and then peak season, July through Q3, Q4, that, they're doubling. So, somewhere between 40 and 50 birds a week. So I just kind of wait for his forecast, see what he's thinking. Because he will take all the stuff too. He'll take the feet, the necks. So, I've struggled selling some of that stuff, but he wants all that stuff. And my cost is like 50 cents a pound for that stuff. So, I can mark it up a couple bucks a pound, and make money with him.